Good evening, this is Alexandra Fuentes, broadcasting from EAN University, Multicultural Context, March 2012. I'm going to speak about the political, economic and legal system in Venezuela because Venezuela is one of the remaining socialist countries in the world, and his political system is openly against globalization, which is one of our main topics of study. One of the main elements of the government project in Venezuela is international policy. Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez had traveled over 162 times outside the country, primarily to other Latin American countries, in order to reinforce his relationships within the region. Through his project, named the Bolivarian Project, he makes a radical and aggressive criticism against the neoliberalism and the globalization. He supports his project in the ideas of that more nationalism in internal affairs are required for Venezuela. He tends to lead his people to a more sovereignty state. He also speaks about to have more independency of Latin America from the US. He looks forward to defeat imperialism. He thinks that socialism is a unique possible answer against capitalism, and also that globalization can be defeated if the South American countries get integrated. The political system in Venezuela is a typical federal republic in which the president is regarded as the head of the state, and he is elected for a 6-year period. His original constitution was written in 1961, but then it was replaced by another one drafted in 1999. Promoted by Hugo Chavez precisely, and this new constitution was voted by Venezuelan people in a referendum. The referendum especially taking account the matters related to human rights, free education and the reinforcement of Venezuelan traditions, culture and beliefs. As in Colombia, the political system in Venezuela is divided in 3 branches: the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. Currently, the political system in Venezuela suffered significant changes as a result of the economic blank checks and the political turmoil. Legal system. The Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela is a social and a democratic state of justice and law, and the constitution provides all the laws that the republic follow. The legal system is also structured according to the territorial and political framework. It has a national executive branch at the level of the republic and a state branch at the level of the municipalities. The government is divided in 5 branches principally, that are judicial, legislative, executive, electoral, and citizens. The national legislation is exercised by the National Assembly. The judiciary is responsible for the administration of justice and is also functionally, financially, and administratively independent. The citizens branch is autonomous and in nature, is responsible for preventing, investigating, and punishing offenses against public ethics and also to administrative standards. Economic system. Venezuela bases its economy primarily in manufacturing and petroleum. Over 18% of its GDP come from petroleum exports, and petroleum itself represents 95% of total exports. During the period from the 1950s to the earliest 1980s, Venezuela attracted many immigrants due to its accelerated economic growth, but after 1980, while oil price collapsed worldwide, Venezuela's economy shrunk and the country reached an inflation rate of over 25%. That is one of the highest in the world. President Chavez's economic policies have been more towards socialism, as we said. His government is characterized by the control of the means of production and the cooperative management of the economy. From 1999 to 2003, the economy decreased because three main factors: the 2002 coup attempt, and the 2003 business strike, and also the exodus of capital from the country due to the reluctance of foreign capital investment. This was caused mainly because as the political risk affect the global business, Venezuela can be seen as kind of totalitarian countries that experience protests, breakdowns, and chaos, having a negative impact on domestic and foreign firms. In an effort to strengthen the economy, Venezuela became a member of the OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, and this represented a contraction of 6.5% of the non-petroleum sector because of the adherence quota that they have to pay. This meant reduction of the investment in health, education, and infrastructure. Other members of the OPEC are Algeria, Iran, Iraq, Nigeria, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Angola, Kuwait, Libya, Venezuela, and Ecuador. Currently, Venezuela is ranked at 5th place in this between the largest members of the OPEC, and from 1998 to 2008, Venezuela received around $325 billion through oil exports and production. This is a daily production of 2.2 million barrels. We can mention also that currently the exchange rates are administered by the CADIBI, that is the Commission for the Administration of Currency Exchange, which is the only administrator of foreign currencies. In 2010, President Hugo Chavez began to apply a dual exchange rate system. For imports of essential products such as medicine and food, the system offers 2.6 bolivar per dollar, but for exports of articles like cars and telephone, the exchange rate was or is 4.3 bolivars per dollar. Nowadays, Venezuela imports almost all non-essential products, but it produces for itself all the food that it needs. Regarding the bilateral and multilateral relation, Venezuela has two types of diplomacy in order to interact with other countries. The first one is the social diplomacy through the ALBA project, and the second one is the petroleum diplomacy through the strategic alliance like the Petroamerica, Petrocaribe, Petroandina, and Petrosur. ALBA is a counter-proposal led by Venezuela and Cuba against the Free Trade Zone of the Americas, the ALCA. It was founded in 2006, looking forward the development of an integration model to fight poverty and social exclusion. Bolivia, Nicaragua, and Haiti and other members of this agreement. Venezuela also has a particular vision regarding energy resources, which is based on the availability of these resources in their own country, and is intended to reduce the dependency from the transnational petroleum power. Recently, Venezuela has signed several agreements, such as the agreement of the Energetic Cooperation, which was joined by 14 countries with a $17,000 million income. Venezuela exports 36% of its petroleum production to Latin America. That means a growth of 112% previous same month last year. And it also has agreements in this matter with China and other Asiatic countries. In spite of international perception, Venezuela is a member of all international entities and has never broken relationships with any country of the region. Its alternative integration project proposed the increase of commerce between countries in the region and cooperation with countries with fewer resources. Indeed, this is Venezuela's main strength because it imposed the alternative models of relation with the South and give to the country permanent visibility of the importance of excluded and marginalized people. Venezuela also reopened the discussion about topics that was considered already closed, like the benefits and cost of globalization and the restatement of the energetic issues with a major independency of the hemispheric power. Venezuela is indeed operating with other markets like China, Russia, and India, as we mentioned. On the other hand, we can find the unnecessary and constant verbal aggressions to the United States and to other countries in the region, the excessive protagonism of the president himself, the risk alliance, for example, the alliance with Iran, because there are a non-clear definition between countries that are enemies or allies, and also it's not well seen that the desire for the entire region to adopt the anti-imperialism mindset. As a conclusion and related to our study topic, we can say that Venezuela can be understood as a command economy focus because the major decisions related to distribution, production, commodity, and prices are all made by the government. This drives the country to a slower reaction to change in consumer needs and to patterns of supply and demand. And this is it. Thank you.